Interview with Iain Butcher.
You've been placed on hold. Please wait.
Hello?
How you doing, Iain?
Hi, kid, not bad yourself?
Aye, not too bad, mate. Thanks for taking your time to have a chat. I appreciate it, mate.
No, any bother, mate, any time.
First of all, mate, I'd like to ask you, how did you first get involved in boxing?
It was all really down to my older brother, Eddie, who knew coaches, mate. It was really just down to him going to the gym. Just as a young boy, just following on at him, just as kids would do, just want to go with a big brother, just followed along, tagged along, to the gym with him, and then he kind of drifted away from it, but I stick in at the gym, and then he come back for a while, and then he got his arms, his shoulder kind of blade thing kept dislocating, so he ended up walking away from the sport, and I just sticked in it for a young kid from then onwards. But it was really just down to my older brother going down to the gym.
What about your amateur career? Did you have any proud moments as an amateur?
Loads of proud moments, as I say. It's an honour just in general to represent Scotland in tournaments, but to go to the Commonwealth Games in Delhi was one of the better ones. Although the tournament didn't pan out how we wanted it, it was still a great moment to go and achieve at such a young age. You go into Delhi and represent your country.
Your first professional defeat came to Kevin Satchell in Liverpool. Did you feel that you had done enough to win in the cards that night?
Yeah, I thought even during the fight, I thought I could have probably done a lot more in the fight. We thought the fight was more than comfortable winning during the rounds, and that's why the game plan changed during the fight, or I could have put more pressure on, etc. But we thought we were comfortable up in the cards, so we never really pushed or we thought our game plan was working, and then at the end of the fight when the scorecards were read out, we even thought then that it was in our favour. But as I say, it's done and past for now. You just need to move on and respect the decision that the judges made in the night.
After that, you won the vacant WBU European title against Gabor Molnar. Were you expecting that to go a bit longer than it did?
Yeah, well, we've seen that it boxed. The name that really popped out was Tyson Cavey. Boxed him at bantamweight or super bantam it was, and he went 3 or 4 rounds before he was stopped. And previous to that, he hadn't been stopped. Tyson Cavey was the first to stop him, and Tyson Cavey had quite a high name when I boxed him, a well-respected name at the division. So we're contacted to see if they could make flyweight, and then we looked at it from there. With the WBO, we would be passed, and if myself would be passed, and that was the fight we went after, because I thought it was a good stepping stone for myself to see where I had progressed after the Kevin Satchell fight. So got that fight, but as I say, we never expected it to end in the first round. Just he was on the back foot and then walked onto a big punch that he didn't see coming, basically, and didn't recover. When he got back to his feet, he showed the referee. He turned away from the referee, so to me that was showing that he didn't want to continue in the fight.
After that, you lost a 6th rounder in Sheffield. Was that just a sort of off fight for you, would you say, or did you feel that you had done enough for the cards as well?
See, to be honest, I don't really want to make excuses and start like anybody does after a loss. There's always an excuse at back it. So generally, that was just doing the experience that night. I just took a fight too heavy. Christmas was just round the corner. A couple of weeks before it, money was a bit dangled there. I hadn't been training. The day I took the fight, I was actually on the drink with my uncle. I was actually on the drink the day I got the fight. But as I say, I wasn't meant to be boxing. I'd been told to take time off until after Christmas, just to enjoy my time off, and then we would get back into it after Christmas. Got an opportunity to box on a Frank Long show, and we took it. As I say, and I thought just in general natural boxing skills would take me through the fight. I took the fight at 13 days notice. So as I say, it wasn't an ideal situation, but as I say, I don't blame anybody for the loss, because I was the one that took the fight on. So it's just a learning fight, but as I say, it will not happen again. As I say, lesson learned.
Your last performance, Belarus, how do you sort of look back at that? And do you see if you've improved any, like since you were off 10 months prior to that fight.
Well, as I say, as you know yourself, it was 10 months before I boxed, before the Bella Houston show, and it was just one of the ones in the back of my mind that was it going to be sharp, was it going to be the same, because it was quite a bad injury I had. But as I say, we had a great camp, probably one of the best camps I've had for a long time anyway. I was sparring very good. Timing was everything just fell into place. So in my own mind, I was just more than happy to be out boxing again, get all the ring rust off and that. And as I say, I take into consideration the opponent wasn't up to much when we got in there. He wasn't up to standard, but that was it was a good fight for me to come back and get boxing and get the 6th round. But basically, we've been out for the 10 months, so it was just that way. It was good to get that side of everything done. So, but we were more than happy with how we performed, and as I say, we were working stuff on the gym, and my two coaches, they were more than happy with me how the fight worked out for what we were working on in sparring, and had to how I put it into the fight. They says everything was coming off nice.
Do you have regular sparring partners, or do you kind of switch it and change it now and again?
No, we change it, to be honest. I do a lot of sparring with local boys because I can't get. There's not many flyweights around about for where I stay. It's always bigger boys, and for me to learn, I need to be able to. I can't spar bigger boys all the time, so I'm kind of learning off the same boys at the minute. But I'm willing to travel, and I'm willing to bring boys up if it's because I've got a full-time job as well, so it's hard to get time off all the time to travel. But for this fight, I'll be travelling at weekends. I'm going to go down south at the weekend and stay over Friday to Sunday and get the rounds in that I need. And then when I'm back home, I'll be doing the sparring up here that's required as well. So we've got a couple of people in mind for this fight as well. So we'll be doing a bit of travelling for that. Next
big fight, Commonwealth title, the 7th of May. How are you looking forward to that? You must be really buzzing for this one.
Yeah, well, it's a fight. People keep saying get these fights. I've been in the position for the British title for. Well, I was in the line for the British title for long enough there, and I wasn't getting opportunities that were presented to me. I got offered Andrew Shelby just before Christmas, and the circumstances that they offered the fight was just crazy. The money side of things was terrible, and the timing they were wanting me to prepare for the fight was terrible. They were only giving me 3 weeks' notice for a fight, a final eliminator, and I just had that injury as well. So to me, I'd been out for too long, a bad injury to come back and box in 3 weeks' time, and it was quite poor for the Sanagers to offer the fight for 3 weeks' notice, whatever it was they gave us. So that was there was no running scared of that fight because of the money's fair enough for me. I would be willing to travel for the fight with the right preparation time for it. And then obviously the Commonwealth title, that was put on Twitter that Thomas Assomba couldn't get a fight in Britain. Blah blah blah, that people were running scared, so we tweeted saying we would happily take the fight. I'd be willing to travel down to where he is for the fight, but unfortunately he can't sell tickets, so he's in no position but to travel up to Scotland for the fight. And that's where it all kind of stemmed from for this fight happening. Just a tweet on the Twitter, so I'm just more than happy that it's happening in Scotland. But as I say, he's had no choice. It's not as if he's going out want to prove he's the best. He's had no choice but to travel, so they're in a no-win situation. They've not got a choice but to come to Scotland for the fight because nobody else down there wanted to touch him because apparently he's a big puncher, etc. So but I'm excited for the fight. It's another challenge, and it's one I'm more than happy to prove that I'm better than this boy and I should be holding titles like that.
Have you seen any footage of this Thomas Assomba? Have you seen any clips from YouTube or anything like that?
I usually don't watch anything my opponents does or anything like that. It's usually just left to my coaches, but my coach asked me to have a wee look at him on Saturday there just to get a similar style into my head for working on stuff on the pad, etc. And so I know what he's going to ask me, and so I can understand it a bit better because he's got a bit of an awkward style. So we did stuff like that. But I've not seen too much. I only watched the round. It was just one round I've seen. And that's it, but I'll leave the rest down to my brothers, and they'll take it from there.
What's your sort of plans after? Well, fingers crossed that everything goes fine in the 7th of May. What's your plans after that? You look to sort of maybe get a rematch with Kevin Satchell down the line, or is that, have you forgotten about that altogether? Or
To be honest, I put the rematch with Kevin out the window because I don't think they're interested in the rematch because the rematch was there twice. It was ordered by the board and it never ever stemmed.
Yeah.
And there were no talks really in depth. So I don't, in my side, I'd happily take the rematch, but as I say, it's away at the back of my mind at the moment. If the rematch was ever there and the circumstances were right, then I'd take the fight. But my plans is to win this, hopefully all goes well on May the 7th, and then a defence in Glasgow, or maybe a bit more local to myself later in the year. And then, as I say, we can just one fight at a time, but if it all goes well on May the 7th, then I'd like a defence. For my fans in Glasgow and that are going to be travelling up for the fight in Motherwell.
Do you have a final message for all your supporters?
Yeah, as I say, I'd just like to thank everybody that buys tickets for their hard-earned money. They're out working all week, etc. And then they pay for tickets and a night out. Basically, it's not a cheap night out when they come to the boxing, so I'd appreciate all that. And the sponsors as well. I've got a few sponsors in Motherwell I'd like to thank as well for putting in their time and their money from their business for helping me get the fight, etc., and helping me prepare for the fight.
Yeah. Thanks very much for your time, mate. I appreciate having a chat with you.
No problem. Can I get any time? Thanks for having me on, mate.
Aye, no problem, mate. I'll keep in touch with you anyway, mate, okay?
Right, thanks, Fred.
Right, cheers, pal.
Right, bye.
Bye-bye.